Welcome in, fans of NWHL hockey, to tonight's contest live from another capacity crowd here at Warrior Ice Arena. It's the Boston Pride in their second meeting of the season with the Connecticut Whale. I'm Sam Fryman with you on the call, and it's going to be a big weekend here for the Boston Pride as well as the Connecticut Whale, as everyone trying to make the push for the playoffs. The Pride, admittedly, a little more in that race than Connecticut right now, standing on 16 points at 8-4-0. Connecticut, it's been a season of some struggles for them, 2-8-2 coming into this game, and lost their last contest against the Pride. That was a 2-1 overtime win, a courtesy of Haley Skarupa, who scored just 37 seconds into overtime. And the Pride coming into this game, a couple new additions as well. Picking up Adele Murphy from Norwich University. She's going to be wearing number 37 out there on the ice. And also for the Connecticut Whale, a newcomer making her start in goal. It's the fourth goaltender the Whale have used this season. That's Shanae Lundberg, coming out of Union College up in Schenectady, New York. And the Whale, they're going to start with a top line of Sheeran, Fluke, and Lowenheim. Boston Pride, they will counter with Pelkey, Gigi Marvin, and Dana Trevino. Pride skating left to right down the ice from my vantage point. Fans are ready, teams are ready, puck is dropped, and we are underway off of the opening draw. Pelkey, quick into the offensive zone, streaking off the left wing, quick shot in on Lundberg, and that's going to be a good early save for the rookie. And as we also mentioned coming into this contest, Pride definitely looking for a little redemption after that 4-1 loss in Buffalo, where they didn't quite play a great defensive game, and Buffalo continued streaking, and now a big breakup as a two-person breakaway. Bird way out of the net to play that puck. Could have been very dangerous for the likes of Emily Fluke, as well as Melissa Sheeran. Going back after just a collision there at the blue line, that was almost a dangerous turnaround. And Pelkey now drops it up for Marvin at the left wing. Tried to get it farther down low, but the Whale, they could not clear. Pelkey picks it up behind the net. Couldn't quite center it for Marvin. And bounced off of the glass and back to neutral ice. Mennigan now picks it up and will dump it in for a change for Connecticut. Bird out of the net to play it. Gallardi going this way, and that pestered by Mennigan, able to get it up the half wall but not out. Mrazova keeps it in, one of the most potent offensive scorers for this Connecticut Whale team. She's got 10 points through 11 games played. And one of the big offensive threats for the Boston Pride not playing tonight, that's Haley Skarupa, but coming up and firing a shot in on goal. A good chance there by McKenna Brand. Played down low in the corner, Denisa Shisheva trying to work it back out. Centers out in front, and they score! Never giving up on the play. It's the two Northeastern teammates once again, McKenna Brand as well as Denisa Shisheva. And just a minute 20 into this contest, Boston Pride drawing first blood. They lead 1-0. And great entry into the zone, started by an initial left wing rush from McKenna Brand. She got an early shot in on Lundberg and just never gave up on that pluck behind the net, and Shisheva was waiting out in front. So a good early jump that the Pride wanted to get, and they will control once again off of the draw. And up ice, field into the zone, has Trevino coming to the net, but she's forced wide there by Schweinsfeier. And behind the net, again, digging away for those pucks. And Trevino drops it off. Around the side of the net, Gallardi, wraparound attempt, no one was at the other post. Field goes to get it. And again, going to the front of the net, turning with her backhand, one rises high, but couldn't be gotten down low. And now back to the point, Suliotis. Half wall beyond Smelker now. And dropped off. Connecticut really struggling to clear their own zone. As we're 2 minutes through, if you're just joining us, you missed an early goal, courtesy of Denisa Shisheva, her third of the season. And back up top, Boston still with control. Suliotis, a quick shot and right into the glove of Lundberg. And Boston, you can already tell in this game, just killing the other team with their speed. Didn't quite have it against Buffalo, as they had a quick top line, and Buffalo was able to get that 4-1 victory. And this is the second meeting here in Boston between these two teams, and what many would probably consider a trap game, just given their point situation in the standings. Boston on 16, Connecticut on 6. But certainly one of these opponents you don't want to take lightly, and Boston's playing just that way. And here's Amanda Pelkey on the half wall. Drops it off for Gigi Marvin. Watched there closely by Orlando. Almost got the pass off there to Tony Maiano, but Connecticut will finally take it back the other way. Big stretch pass up ahead that was beyond fluke, and that will become an icing call with just about 3 minutes gone here in period number 1. 1-0 Pride lead. And it is also You Can Play night here in Warrior Ice Arena. A great initiative by the NWHL to celebrate diversity in their game regardless of anyone's sex, gender, orientation, and wearing a little bit of rainbow trim as well as the rainbow numbers are the pride. And a great little tribute for that night. But numbers back the other way for Connecticut. Into the offensive zone, one that is lightly in on Katie Burt's net, and she covers easily with the glove. And I was mentioning Haley Skarupa, again out of the lineup for the Boston Pride, hasn't actually made a start since January the 12th up against Minnesota. She's one of the offensive leaders of this team, but they've done just fine so far without her. As a quick shot there from Colleen Murphy from the point from the Connecticut, and off of the draw. Field back in for Smelker. Trying to go get the puck from Murphy. They both slam into the end wall, and Boston regains control. Field, side of the net, firing away, and just missing that shot there was Trevino. Still, the battleground is the end wall. Smelker heading to the ice, and finally puck able to get free, and Fluke gets there first for Connecticut, but can't clear up the half wall. Shot fired by Kelly off of the blocker of Lundberg now. And Lowenheim again tries to take it back up. Trevino aggressive in the forecheck. And back to center ice. Again, a good stretch. Field trying to catch Connecticut napping, but they take it back the other way. Quickly off of the bench and racing up the far side is Aid, and she will get it deep. Lexi Bender collects for Boston. Now out to Morozova. She will try to wrap around the net. Has right in front of the net there was Shannon Doyle, but couldn't finish a shot. Burt saw it all the way. And Brand tried to work quickly up ice on Aid, but a quick turnaround there. Doyle behind her own net. Wraps it around the half wall. And tries to get it looped. Now picked up by Morozova. Tight body-on-body forecheck from these Boston Pride players as Connecticut still not out of their own end of the ice. And up now, Shishova back the other way. Gets met there by Doyle, and Connecticut will make a full sail change as they dump it back in on Katie Burt's net. 4.5 minutes gone now in period number 1. Still a 1-0 Boston Pride lead. They got that goal courtesy of Denisa Shishova. Here's Murphy, the newest Boston Pride player, trying to get a centering pass to Jillian Dempsey, her captain. Didn't quite work out. And neutral ice, Schwensfire picking it up at the far side. And Boston can't quite work out. Just held in there by Marchant. As down low in the corner, but turned around and tried to bank that pass off of the glass. Suliotis ahead for Murphy. Both of them lost control of the puck, and Connecticut will delay. Back up ice along the near side. Beatty flips it in, and it will go into the near side corner. Suliotis out to collect. Good back and forth game these last few minutes for the Boston Pride. A 1-0 lead as Marvin passed well beyond her, and that did become an icing. Thought it might have touched a Connecticut stick, but it will go all the way back into the far end of the ice. So 14:37 to go now in period number 1. 1-0 Boston Pride lead. And it will be Gigi Marvin taking the faceoff against Lowenheim. And Marvin able to win it back. Maiano around the wall now for Pelkey. Looking over her options. And almost taken back the other way. Now Suliotis trying to build up a lot of speed along the far side. Gotten at center ice and across the blue line there. Emily Field reaching for that puck right at the Connecticut net. Able to give it now to Marvin's side of the net. Fired at blocker high, but couldn't finish. And Suliotis down from the half wall now. She fires one through. Wide of Lundberg's net again. As it becomes dislodged, the right post does. So we'll have a stoppage with just about 6 minutes gone in period number 1. And full changes made for each team, and you're really seeing the forechecking presence of the line the Boston Pride have out now. That's Trevino, Smelker, and Field. And when they haven't had the puck on their stick, they've made the offensive chances happen, but have also prevented any Connecticut chances as they do so once again. Boston Pride can't clear. Kelly, a quick shot, almost deflected off of the blocker there as Field was in a very tight battle with Shannon Doyle in front of the net. And again, Smelker just holds it in. Puck spinning on a dime now, and Connecticut will take it back out. Morozova, opposite wing to Doyle. She gets in, fires a shot in on Burt. She easily covers. And that counter rush again working for the Connecticut Whale. And they will send back out a line of Beatty, Goldsmith, and Schwensfire. And again, just love to see these capacity crowds at Warrior Ice Arena as they continue to just fill in. Half wall trying to get it back to the point. Connecticut does so now for Doyle. She faked a shot, then banks it off of the half wall. And trying to clear will be Jillian Dempsey. Pushes it farther ahead, but the puck gets spun into the air. Now Boston with their own struggles trying to get out of their own zone as the Connecticut forecheck is picked up now. Just about 7 minutes through this opening period. Brand finally sends it deep, going to get it behind the net is the captain Dempsey. And now Shishova working with her forehand, drops it off and down the half wall, cutting inside, backhand shot, Gallardi with some nifty moves, and outside of the net still poking away at it. Gotten back out to the half wall, Shishova down low for Brand, the Northeastern teammates. They always work well together. Jillian Dempsey between them gets it down low. And back up from the half wall. Dempsey trying to cut to the middle, drops it off for Gallardi. Top of the circle, a bunch of bodies in front, couldn't get a shot off. Banked off of the glass. Again, Gallardi holds it in. Good offensive pressure. Now Shishova, good stick move there. Into the side for the trailer. Marvin couldn't get a shot off in the high slot. Some good stick work there by Denisha Shishova. Her line mate couldn't quite get the shot. And still, Connecticut unable to clear, and charging the front of the net there was Shishova, but sticked away from Lundberg. She's been tested early and very often in this game. Again, Boston almost treating this like a power play with as much offensive control, and Connecticut finally able to poke it free there to neutralize Schwensfire, but now right back in. Quick shot fired by Pelkey. And Suliotis from the wall. Tried to be stapled in there by Fluke, couldn't get the backhand pass off. And Orlando finally cleared up ice. Sheeran looking for Fluke, almost poked out of there by Suliotis. Now held. Sheeran fires a shot off of the right pad of Katie Burt. 11:37 to go now in period number one. Still a 1-0 lead for Boston. Near side. Tried to center a pass from the end wall. There did Connecticut. And now back up. Murphy. Stripped of the puck there by the other Murphy. No relation on ice. And Lowenheim banked off of the glass into the offensive zone for Connecticut. Fluke racing to the end wall together, and she will get there first. Aide comes off of the bench, tries to help her at the half wall. Now banked off of the wall at center and ice, intercepted by Brickner. She will dump it back in. Now switching to the middle. A flip pass couldn't be gotten ahead from Field, but Boston still gets control. Smelker and takes a hard elbow there from Aide. And she goes down. And because of that, Rachel Aide will head right to the penalty box. And first power play of the game will belong to Boston Pride with 10:46 to go in period number one. Top two in the league in both power play and penalty kill are the Boston Pride, hovering right around 20%. And it was actually penalty trouble that really played into their hands for that game up in Buffalo. See if they can end those woes here with a power play goal. It's Dempsey, Shishova, Brand, the top unit, and they win it back to the point. Over to Bender, a big slap shot early. Easily patted aside. Lexi gets it back at the blue line. Down low. Dempsey fires high, almost off the glove and blocker. Still picked up on the end wall. Looking for a pass is Suliotis, gets it back to the point. A little crisscross passing there. Bender able to hold it in still. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Brand down low. Dempsey picks it up from her forehand, couldn't make anything happen. Gallardi at the point, faked a shot, now down low to the circle. Shishova, side of the net. Dempsey looking for the trailer, and Bender, who came right to the net, but couldn't get the puck on the forehand. Shishova forced to turn, a couple good stick moves, side of the net, one-timer. Dempsey couldn't finish, and the cage becomes dislodged. So good early attack, 1:10 remaining on the power play for the Boston Pride, and they will change up the unit, as will the penalty killers for the Connecticut Whale. And looking at a replay of that last attempt, you expected Lexi Bender to stay up there at the blue line, which she almost did, but then just came charging in on the right post and almost made this a 2-0 game. And face off back at center ice, the Pride are able to win. It's now Fratkin and Maiano, the defensive pair on this second power play unit. And right on cue, Fratkin connects. She's got a big, powerful slash shot. She's not at the point yet, though. Maiano back at the blue line, and now gets it away to Fratkin. There's that big slap shot, but off of the left pad of Lundberg. And behind the net, again working. Trevino out. 37 seconds remaining on the power play. Penalty assessed to aid for Connecticut. Maiano moves in from the circle. Went off of the shin there of Lowenheim and high. And off of the glass. Marvin now picks it up at the half wall. And dangling from the circle. Pelkey delays, now down low. Maiano moving in. Drops it off for Marvin. Has some room. Fired high, but not cleared. Scramble in front of the net and back to the point. Only 11 seconds to work now. Maiano looking for a shot. Had Trevino at the side of the net. Time ticking down. Fratkin gonna look to the circle. And Maiano fired aside only off of a shoulder, and we are back to even strength as Aid is out of the box. Boston trying to regain control, but Aid hasn't. Sends it to the middle now for Morozova. She could have a 2-on-1 with Lowenheim. Here they come. Lowenheim, big slap shot, seen all the way, and saved by the glove of Burt. And that's what you always want to be wary of when players come right out of the box, getting odd man rushes the other way. Aiden Lowenheim had that, but Katie Burt saw it all the way, and it was a good defensive pinch also for Boston. So this becomes our first media timeout right off of the ineffective power play for the Boston Pride. But 8:34 to go in period number 1. And Boston, certainly after that weekend loss to Buffalo, need a big 2 points in this game to try to keep up for that home ice advantage and possibly number 1 in the NWHL standings, as they've been in a battle really all year long with Minnesota and Buffalo. Not sure too many people expected Boston to be one of those top 2 teams. Minnesota certainly came out flying, and Buffalo, a really solid lineup top to bottom in nearly every aspect of their game. And Connecticut, it's just been a huge rotation of goaltenders, and just the offense not able to get them quite enough to stay in these games and win them. And crowd again continuing to file in at Warrior Ice and Arena. And things since this new partnership has been announced, it's been great to see the support these Boston Pride players have had in this venue. And if they can get home ice for the playoffs, this is going to be one dangerous place. Suliotis with control for Boston. Back down low to the circle. Trevino with some room. Fires it through. And through traffic, Lundberg was able to see it and pat it aside. Making her first start, as I mentioned, for the Connecticut Whale here in the NWHL. Signed earlier yesterday. And Connecticut trying to go forward in the form of Brickner. She got a pass out to Sheeran, but she collided there with Lauren Kelly. And Pride trying to move back just as quickly the other way. Field drops it off for Shishova. She's had some nifty stick moves and almost centered one to the front of the net. Field didn't quite see it. Big slap shot from Bender. Goes off of the body there. And Lexi Bender keeps it in. Trying to crisscross there was Jillian Dempsey. Getting an aggressive forecheck from Colleen Murphy. And right at the side of the net, Brand tried to shove away at it. And Shishova again down low. Brand working side of the net. This line doing offensive damage. Bender sends one intentionally wide. Brand again going to get it along the end wall. And puck ended up in the back net lip, so a stoppage of play with 7:11 to go in period number 1. Pride, they got that 1-0 lead just a minute 20 into this game, courtesy of Denisa Shisheva, her third goal of the season. And that keeps up her point streak here in the NWHL to 3 games. And Jillian Dempsey trying to do the same. And Connecticut finally able to collect in the middle. Beatty going up, tried to drop it off for Goldsmith, just held in at the point by Barabo. But not much more set up for Connecticut there, and that's really been their entire evening. Maiano quickly in with speed along the far side. Tries to get it down low. I'm sorry, that was Pelkey. And the net becoming dislodged again, really showing just how much these Boston Pride players are charging to the front of the net with a lot of speed. And Shanae Lundberg has certainly had her work cut out for her in her first start. Certainly facing aggressive players up there in ECAC competition at Union College, but these are fast women in the pros. And Kaylee Fradkin, side of the ice, Maiano, almost a miscommunication that was able to be picked up by Beatty. And in neutral ice, pass intercepted and flipped in. And again, delays from the Connecticut defense. Stretch pass to Doyle. Off the side of the wall. 3-on-1. Back the other way. Mennigan holds. Drops it off for Doyle. She got tripped up and almost got the shot off. And Boston can take it back the other way. Rushing up. Nearly a 2-on-1 if Fradkin can hurry. Trevino from the circle. Only went off of the body of the pinching Martian. So good chances, but a little defensive miscommunication for both these squads up and down the ice, as we've got just under 6 minutes to go now in period number 1. Held in by Emily Field. Gets it down low. Smelker. From the half wall back up top. Suliotis, big slap shot. Almost got a redirection from Field in the low slot. And Lauren Kelly chasing it after there. She does battle with Doyle. Both of them shove away as the puck is stapled into the corner there. And finally free. Trevino has it. Again, watched by Boyle. Back up top. Kelly couldn't feather one through the slot. And Connecticut will shuffle it ahead. Morozova looking to go with Mennigan. Good toe drag there around Kelly, and picks the puck up at the end wall. And a bunch of bodies meet, and Trevino finally able to flip it back to neutral ice and safer shores for Boston. Changes made for both of these teams, and almost getting tripped up entering the offensive zone was Sheeran, so Connecticut couldn't get set up. Or Brickner. And a good skip move there. Jillian Dempsey from Lowenheim fired at the side of the net. Only had one defenseman to beat. Again, a good intercepted pass as Shisheva getting tripped up to keep that puck in the zone. And there will be a penalty assessed to Sheeran. So Boston Pride to their second power play of the evening. They had a chance earlier in this period, weren't able to capitalize on it, but a plethora of offensive chances. And they will get another crack here. And they will start with a line of Marvin, Trevino, and Dempsey. Gallardi and Bender on the point. They win the face-off back. At the half wall, both Trevino and Doyle go down, and Connecticut able to get their first early clear. So 4.5 minutes to go in period number 1. Boston Pride to the power play with a 1-0 lead. And Pelkey picking up the puck, racing in from the near side, from the circle. Couldn't center it for Marvin, but picked up by Gallardi. Faked a shot. Now fires another one. High slot, puck still free. And Beatty going to get to that and got it out for Fluke. She clears down ice. And 2 minutes for tripping, the official call on Sheeran. As Boston will work up again. They keep this same unit out there. Pelkey halts at the far side half wall. Now down to Marvin. Working behind the cage and back out to the point. Looking for an open lane. Maiano to the circle. Now Gallardi teeing up and faked a shot. Side of the net. Puck couldn't be gotten off. Now Marvin again circling. 53 seconds left on the power play. Maiano watched closely by Morozova. And gets it around to Gigi Marvin once again. Forced to the perimeter are the Pride right now. And Gallardi down low. Trevino skipped across the net mouth there, but still comes back into the clutches of Maiano. And Gallardi again trying to get a shot through. Trevino down low, trying to center one out in front. Maiano couldn't pick it up. And once again the net comes off, and these have been the only calls in this game that haven't been penalties, just the net becoming dislodged. And may want to get some stronger moorings planted in that ice. So we'll remain in the offensive zone. And Boston able to change that power play unit. They've got 27 seconds left, and they win it back. Kaylee Fratkin fires that big slap shot. And off of a body there, and Connecticut able to clear down ice in the form of Shannon Doyle. So maybe time for one final rush here for the Boston Pride. They look to go with speed. Far side, Dempsey couldn't get the pass off. She enters the offensive zone for the final 4 seconds, but it's back into Connecticut clutches. And Sheeran actually went out of the penalty box a second too early. And Doyle may be trying to plead her case a little bit that the time it ticked down or that it was in the offensive zone for an offside. That's why Sheeran might have been out of the box early. And now she's able to do so back to even strength hockey with 2:39 to go in period number 1. Working in there, a good shove from behind from Doyle. That tripped up Shisheva on that charge attempt. And Shisheva now from the circle almost into the middle, but now countering back the other way. Here comes Connecticut. Baribeau with Goldsmith streaking. Fratkin back to Pinch, fires one from the circle wide. And those have been the chances Connecticut have gotten in this game. Some great odd man rushes, but Katie Bird has been ready all the way as Baribeau sends it back into the far side corner once again. Connecticut makes a change. Just over 2 minutes to go in period number 1 now. Still holding on to a 1-0 lead are the Boston Pride. And now, off of the bench, Field coming in from the circle. Almost worked her way there around Taylor Marchant. And now in the near side, Field trying to get to it, but finally taken out of there by Aid. Cuts to the middle, now drops it off for Marchant. She will dump it into the offensive zone. And Connecticut just really hasn't been able to get extended offensive pressure and set up like the Boston Pride had. They've entered the zone and have had their offensive chances, but not in force, as a shot fired in there by Colleen Murphy. Bird able to make the easy save. Just 91 seconds to go in period number 1 now. And Boston, this is the third of 4 games between these two teams. The last one here at Warrior Ice Arena. And so far, game plan, I would say done well. Smelker with control, delaying in her own end. Now Gallardi up to the neutral zone for Trevino. And going back the other way, Brickner enters at the near side, but got in just a little too early with Sheeran as her partner, so an offside call. Face off back to neutral ice. And it will be Marvin and Morozova taking the face-off. And at the dot, Connecticut able to take control. They dump it into the zone. We're into the final minute of period number 1. Aid, a quick shot, and off of a delay, she scores. Burt was coming to try to play that puck, and Aid just fired one through at a wide-open net. And so with just 55 seconds to go in period number 1, it's a tie game once again. And Rachel Aid picks up her first goal, first point of the 18-19 campaign with the Connecticut Whale, and it was a big one. And couldn't quite see exactly what happened on replay. It was Burt was almost pinched to the side post and couldn't get back in time to prevent that shot from the corner. Lowenheim from the half wall, trying to get something late once again going for Connecticut, but taken back up by Boston. Brand lost it at the blue line, and Marvin forced to retreat. And that will be an offside. And late goals in a couple of these games between the Pride and Connecticut have ended up being the deciders. Look back to that last game. It was tied up late, and then a goal just 37 seconds into overtime from Haley Skarupa. So teams really have to be careful on these answer shifts to not allow those late goals. But Connecticut definitely breathing new life into this game as they try to get one up ahead once again. And into the middle. Dempsey loses control of it. Here comes Emily Fluke. 12 seconds to work. Sends it into the middle for Goldsmith, who couldn't get her stick on the puck. And Shishova forced to turn all the way to the far side now. Has control of the puck. We'll get it up to Smelker, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes of action here at Warrior Ice Arena. Looked like the Pride were going to go into this first break with a 1-0 lead, but with just 55 seconds left in the period, Rachel Aid changed all that, her first goal and first point of the season. But through these first 20 minutes, it's been a very good pressure game for the Boston Pride right now, apart from that goal that was just a strange one to see for Katie Bird, an unusual one. She has been very sharp, and equally so, Shanae Lundberg at the other side, making her first start for the Connecticut Whale. And both teams, I would say, definitely look to tighten up defensively. And for Connecticut, the strategy just has to be more extended offensive pressure in their end of the ice. They had some great chances late in that period and were obviously able to get it tied up. But they haven't gotten any power play so far in this game. Their penalty kill has been strong, 2 for 2. And they will continue to look, and they will look to continue their late momentum from that goal. It's a 1-1 game through the first 20 minutes, and we'll be back with the second period after a short break. Welcome back in, fans of NWHL hockey, as we get ready for the start of the second period here from another beyond sold-out Warrior Ice Arena. The Boston Pride and the Connecticut Whale, a tie game, one apiece. After 20 minutes of play, the goals coming courtesy of Denisa Shisheva for the Boston Pride, and then late in that period, Rachel Aid with her first of the season for the Connecticut Whale. That is where we stand now. Teams shifting sides of the ice. With a fresh sheet as we get set for the second 20 minutes. And it was a good offensive push, certainly for the first half of that period, by the Boston Pride. Started to cool off just a little bit defensively towards the end. And we'll have to see which team comes out with the jump to start the second 20 minutes. Teams ready. Puck is dropped, and here we go for period number 2. Boston controls once again off of the faceoff. Defense forced to delay just a little bit. Now Lexi Bender looking up ice for Trevino. Pass skipped by her. And Doyle behind her own net will try to clear out. Marvin tried to get it back up the half wall. Just held in there by Trevino, but only for a second. Forwards need to touch up now. Marvin almost lost her skates to Lowenheim. Now she gets it away to Fluke. She's into the offensive zone for Connecticut. Fluke turning with her backhand. Almost got a redirect down there from Sheehan. Still free at the side of the net. And Doyle holds it through the low slot, but only off of the body of Gallardi. And Doyle another one. Fired in. Almost seen by Burt. Redirect as a puck gets shoved off of the net. And some dangerous opportunities that Katie Burt didn't quite see. And it was both Sheeran and Doyle poking away at that puck. And Katie Burt gets a bit of a break with the net once again becoming dislodged. There'll be another offensive zone draw for the Whale as Morozova takes it against Dempsey. And Dempsey able to win it back. And now taken away once again by Connecticut. A dangerous pass in front of the net by Aid. And they have it at the half wall now. Morozova up tight to Marchin. Fired wide of the net. Boston trying to clear out of their own end, and they do so. Up ice, here comes Shisheva, the goal scorer from period number 1. Forced wide at the circle, now centers it out in front for Brandt. Rebound comes free, and Dempsey scores! Another early jump and an early goal from the Boston Pride. It's their top line once again. Denisa Shisheva gets it all started. And then with a puck free in front of the net, the captain, Jillian Dempsey, runs it home to extend her point streak to 3 games. And picking up her 9th goal of the season. Just a minute 12 into this period number 2, almost the exact same time they scored into period number 1. A lead once again for Boston. Sent deep into the offensive zone by Maiano. And 2 players shoved into the near side circle there. That was Smelker and Murphy. And Connecticut trying to dig it back out. They're forced wide from this Boston forecheck. Kraken able to touch up in her own end. Maiano sends it up to Field. Through the middle to Smelker now. To the far side of the ice. Throws on the brakes. Fires one from a bad angle. Almost got redirected up top by Field. But now Lowenheim picks it up behind the net and in the corner. Watched closely by Smelker. Tries to strip her of the puck. A little spin cycle. Still trying to get her away from Field there. And a big stretch pass that goes well beyond Barbaro. And becomes an icing call. So just over 2 minutes gone here in period number 2. Boston Pride, another early goal to start a period. This one comes courtesy of Jillian Dempsey. And in the face-off circle, Connecticut able to take it up. Big pass to the near side of the ice that was cut off by Gallardi. And almost looking like a replay of period number 1. Good forechecking pressure from the Boston Pride. They've got an early goal to get themselves a lead in this game once again. And when they do get into the offensive zone, it's been extended chances. But Morozova now coming in, but she came in a little too early. Another offside call. And I keep mentioning the crowd here in the building, but it's just a great testament to the NWHL and the job that they do. I'm in the commentator's box up here, and I can really call it a human box as fans have just kind of surrounded me from all sides. But it's all for their love of the game, and we love to see it. Pride trying to work out of their own end now as we're about 3 minutes through period number 2. Behind the cage, Gallardi working it out to the near side, and again stripped by Schwensfire. Connecticut doing a good job on the forecheck as well now. A couple of players stapled into the corner right now, and Morozova picks it up, tried to lift it top side on the glove of Burt. And Morozova now forced back to center ice. And the goal announced for Dempsey. And Brandon Shisheva will get assist credit, so both of them with multi-point games here. As this face-off will come in neutral ice right in front of the Pride bench. It's going to be Trevino taking it against Beatty. And Boston able to win it, but taken back just as quickly by Murphy, sending it up. Barabo. A slap shot off of Suliotis. And now up ice, Trevino at center. Smelker sent it to the far side. Murphy in a race with Field, and she will get there first for Connecticut. And Smelker able to keep it and take it back in, but lost control of the puck. Good pressure in the offensive end of the ice as Connecticut forced into that trap, and Field again takes the puck away. Now gets shoved into the near side corner, but back to the point. Suliotis down the wall. Smelker keeping control of it with her skates. Now drops it off for Suliotis, charging in for the circle with her backhand. Puck still free in the low slot, but a shot couldn't be gotten off. And Connecticut will take it up. Murphy trying to slice her way through the middle, but had to go off for a change, as all of her Connecticut teammates will do so. Boston trying to catch him napping. A big stretch pass that was almost gotten by Kelly to Murphy, their newest player on the Boston Pride. And Kelly once again behind her net, almost tripped out there by Sheehan. She loses control of the puck. And sent back in. And good recovery from the Pride players, too. Whenever Connecticut gets those defensive turnovers, they come right back at them and don't panic. And a good back and forth game these last few minutes. We're 5 minutes gone in period number 2. Boston a 2-1 lead. Their goal scorers this evening, Denisa Shisheva, as well as their captain, Jillian Dempsey. That's taken away once again by Sheeran. Tried to send it into the middle for Fluke, but lost the puck, trying to get that pass off. Kelly now for Boston, almost picked up again by Fluke at the end wall. She has control. Reinforcements coming from the bench. Now Morozova doing battle as a couple players get taken down in the corner, and it's going to be a penalty call on someone. Antonia Maiano, the offender, she will head to the box, and Connecticut onto their first power play of the game. Their penalty kill has been 2 for 2 so far, and going up against a very good Boston Pride special teams. But they did get into some trouble that last game against the Buffalo Beauts, so we'll see how they respond here to a little adversity in this period. And off of the faceoff, Gallardi quickly rimming it around the wall, and it's cleared all the way down ice. Good start to the penalty kill. And Connecticut up the near side now to Sheeran. And Doyle at the corner, trying to collect from Gallardi. And now Goldsmith up. And forced back. Gallardi, a good forechecker. And again, Connecticut can't get much beyond center ice here. They've got 1:18 to work in the power play. 3:51 to go in period number 2. Sheeran again up ice. That's going to be whistled an offside call there. And faceoff comes back to neutral ice. And right in front of the Connecticut bench, it will be Marvin against Morozova. And Morozova able to win it back. And still no extended setup as Gigi Marvin again working for that puck. From her bottom, almost able to get a pass off there as Lowenheim comes back in. Almost stripped to the puck there by... And Lowenheim back up top, 49 seconds to work. Watch closely at the circle there by Suliotis. And Lowenheim faked a shot now, gets one off, rises high and skips well wide of the net. Murphy picks it up right point, down the half wall. And collected by Suliotis, who tried to clear it out, kept in by Fluke. Final 30 seconds of the power play. And back to Murphy. Lowenheim walking the line, thought about a shot, now gets it away. And Suliotis, backhand, just held in by Lowenheim at the last second. Haven't gotten shots on net as Murphy changes that statistic. And now in a race, trying to get it. Boston will instead simply head to the bench, just 5 seconds remaining, so one final rush from Morozova. She's into the offensive zone, has some speed from the circle, fires one blocker side, rebound, good save by Burt. Coming out of the cage as the power play expires. So successful kill for the Pride. They've got 12:33 to go now in period number 2, nursing a 2-1 lead. And Pride able to win the faceoff here. They get it out. And from the near side, up to Brandt. Almost got tripped up there. Couldn't make a move through the skates there of Orlando. And still behind the net. Boston working with it. Almost got it back out to Dempsey. Now Connecticut again back in their own end. Kelly, big slap shot fired through. Good save by Lundberg. Held in at the point by Bender. Down the half wall. Brand across to Dempsey. Slap shot again high. Puck comes free down low. Still poking away at it. Almost lifted by Dempsey top side at a near wide open net. And again working with it through the middle. One almost skipped over the glove of Lundberg. And Boston battling behind the end wall. Suliotis shoved in. And now Dempsey almost got it back out. Kelly tried to send it farther in, but the puck was gotten to neutral ice, battled for right in front of the Pride bench. And good sustained attack, and finally Connecticut able to get it free. This one floats in softly on Burt. Little over 11 minutes to go in period number 2. It's still a 2-1 Pride lead. They send it into the offensive zone, but Murphy quick to collect for Connecticut. Just trying to get a good breakout going for the Whale now. They trail in this game, but content to jump and chase for the last few minutes. And Trevino up her left wing, looking for someone in the middle. Now cuts there herself. Shot fired 3, comes back down, high slot, still battled for as one skips beyond the blue paint. Now back to Fratkin, fired from the circle off of the shins there of Mennigan. And taken back up Mennigan from her right wing. Worked farther ahead, full change made for the Whale as they again dump back in. Boston trying to catch with a big stretch pass. Field couldn't get it into the offensive zone and handled down by Fluke. A dump by her, and they chase down Fratkin for the puck. Now Doyle tried to fire one through. She has Lowenheim going to the net, fires one high, gloved out of the air by Burt. So 6 seconds short of the halfway point in this period. And it'll be another face-off right in front of Burt's cage to her glove side left. It's the Marvin line against the Morozova line now. Is Connecticut able to win it? Lowenheim back to the point. Shot fired by Doyle. And still reaching for it. Side of the net. Comes back out. Doyle keeps it down low. Tripped up was Aide trying to get control of that puck. And Marvin, pestered there by Lowenheim, almost pokes the puck away from her. Couldn't get it free to Murphy. Boston struggling to get out of their own end right now. The half wall still a couple players battling for it. Lowenheim back to Barabo. Fires one high, blocker side and wide. And Field now able to pick it up. And a couple good moves there by Bender to try to get it free. Now the Pride coming up the middle. Marvin gets it away to Murphy. The new player drops it off for Lexi Bender. Shot fired through. Marvin, side of the net. Couldn't quite hit. Murphy going to the front. And now Pelkey trying to make some moves in the corner. Gets a good elbow from Morozova. Puck now in Connecticut control. Just over 9 minutes to go in the period. And good sustained pressure for both teams, especially on the forecheck. Here comes Goldsmith, though, only with Gallardi to beat. Lost control of the puck, trying to be too fancy. Baribeau now trying to swing around the net. Burt was ready for it with the left pad. And Boston back quickly in transition. Here comes Dempsey and Shisheva. Dropped back now. Dempsey going to the front of the net. Couldn't get a shot off. Good passing there between her and Brand. And now Sheeran counters back the other way. Watch by Suliotis. Again, side of the net. Puck almost came free, and diving on it was Katie Burt to cover up. Both Sheeran and Fluke at the side of the net trying to make one of those gritty goals happen. But the Pride were ready for it. And this will become a media timeout with 8:31 to go in period number 2. Still a 2-1 lead for the Pride. And the speed game has really picked up from both of these squads, as well as the continually aggressive forechecking. And Pride were able to get back on the scoreboard early in this period, make it a 2-1 game. And just from end to end, it's been a game of tight man-on-man coverage, and I think that's what's going to come down to as to who gets either that late go-ahead goal or, in Connecticut's case, that late tying goal to make this a different game. And Jillian Dempsey and Denisha Shisheva both extending their point streaks to 3 games. And Connecticut, even though they don't travel too far to get here to Warrior Ice Arena, it's been road woes for them, especially in this building. Just 1 win on the road this season so far, only 2 total, as I mentioned. And face off in the Boston end of the ice that they are able to win. Quickly rimmed around the wall. And Shisheva picks it up at the near side, but dumped back in by Connecticut. Center ice, Dempsey switches to the middle, now for Shisheva. Drops it off for Brand off of the bench from the circle, had some room. Puck came free down low, but no one was home for Boston to poke that goal away. And now Fluke up ice, has Sheeran going with her. This has been a speedy line for Connecticut. And now, player tripped up in the middle. Sheeran was begging for a call as her stick came loose. And now some more shoving in front of the net. Lost both her left glove and her stick, did Sheeran. But no call will be administered. So we continue even strength play with 8:02 to go in the period. Boston off the draw. Fratkin trying to backhand it free. Pass sent to the middle, intended for Field. Now she picks it up, forced to the near side. And goes into the corner. Smelker almost taken down as she tried to get that pass off. Still held. Smelker behind the net now. Backhands it free out of trouble. At the half wall, battled for by Field and Schwensfire. Pick back up. Back to the point. Fratkin, shot blocked. Field in the corner now. Brickner watching her now back up to Maiano. Maiano to Fratkin. Again, a slap shot off of the shins. And Connecticut looking to take back the other way. One of their goal scorers, Aid, dumps it into the far side corner now. Fratkin trying to get it first from Morozova. She'll be stapled in there. Has Maiano to help her out. They get it to Trevino. Smelker up the right wing. Fields coming with her. Fires one high from the circle above the glove of Lundberg. Near side corner now. Connecticut again trying to delay and get out of their own end. And it's really a 2 forward forecheck from the Boston Pride that's been able to work really well for that trap game. Now puck comes free here. Beatty with Goldsmith in front of the net, tries to skip a pass to her, but both of them only go into the corner now. And gotten back out. Pelkey and Murphy going up ice for Boston. 6:26 to go in period number 2. Pelkey gets it, fires one, glove side, came down. Marvin was in front of the net, couldn't do anything with it. And Fluke working her way around Gallardi with a bunch of speed, but gave up the puck to Marvin now. But Fluke again intercepts off the forecheck. Tried to center it for Lowenheim coming from the circle, and now a shot fired. Blockered high and up into the netting by Burt. So stop it with 6:04 to go in the period now. Pride still holding on to that 2-1 lead, but they are holding on to it, as Connecticut has been buzzing in their offensive end the last few minutes, and they will get another draw here. And it's been this line of Lowenheim, Sheeran, and Fluke that has been oh so speedy, working around these Pride defense ladies, but just haven't been able to charge the net quite as aggressively. It's really been Sheeran has been the only one who's doing that for Connecticut. But now here's Shisheva trying to work around Brickner with her forehand. Throws on the brakes, and now back to the point. Suliotis looking for a lane. Skipper goes through, but wide of the net. And now trying a wraparound attempt. Dempsey came free in the blue paint, but not held in by Boston. And Fluke dumps it back in the other way as she goes off for a change. Big stretch pass. Up and ahead, but beyond Brand. So Orlando will get to it first for Connecticut. Up the half wall, Pride control though. Shisheva to Brand, the collegiate and now pro teammates. Passing between the two of them. Now the point, Maiano scans a shot through. Corralled and saved by Lundberg. Making her first start for the Connecticut Whale. And certainly you may be used to seeing it in this league, but she's the 4th different goaltender that Connecticut Whale have used. They've gone through Miri Reisinen, Maria Sorkina, Sam Walther, and one more still on their roster as well. Boston trying to make something work in their offensive end. Digging away at it was Smelker, but lost control to Orlando. Under 5 minutes to go in the period now. And Smelker again holds it. Goes down from the half wall and back up to Trevino. Fired one off of the blocker. Almost an open net there, but unable to get off a shot was Maiano. She has control of it though. Opposite point between her and Fratkin. Now Maiano tries to circle farther in. Drops it off. Pass couldn't be gotten through to the front. Back to Fratkin down the half wall. And up top, Maiano. Bouncer through. Again skips past the stick side of Lundberg. Good offensive pressure for the Pride. From the circle again, Maiano looks to fire through. Almost goes through. But finally this puck goes back beyond center ice, and Boston forced to retreat. But some good point looks from both Fratkin and Maiano on that play. But now Connecticut back the other way. As taking a hard hit there was Doyle. She's a bit slow to get up, but play continues. 4 minutes to go. And a stretch pass that couldn't quite be gotten by Marinchin, but she's back into the zone for Connecticut. They wrap it around from the end wall as they try to get their own offense going here. Held in by Baribeau. Down at the corner, Marvin getting there first, but now Baribeau tries to work farther in. Met by Marvin. From the end wall, looking to make something happen in the final 3.5 minutes. Back up the half wall, but not held in by Murphy. And going back the other way, Pelkey. Changes made for Boston, so Connecticut can delay a little bit. And big up ice pass. Fluke content to give it away to Sheeran. Couple moves, fires a forehand shot off well wide of the net. And now Pelkey digs it free from behind her own cage. Again, almost met by both Fluke and Sheeran, trying to apply that trap. And up ice, puck skips past Maiano, so Murphy will take it back the other way for Connecticut, but not so fast. Pelkey through, just beyond Gallardi in the near side corner. 2:41 to go in period number 2 now. Both teams trying late rushes. Pass intercepted there by Lowenheim. She's forced to the far side, tried to drop off a pass, but Jillian Dempsey was there. And Lowenheim again loses control of the puck as she tries to cut through the middle. Here is Shishova over the blue line as Dempsey behind her. Tried to drop it off forward. Jill wasn't quite ready for that pass. And now Mennigan up ice. Pass almost taken away by Dempsey, but here comes Doyle. Good move there. Fired through the circle. Mennigan almost got it free. She will try to wrap around the cage. Now gets the pass back out. Fired wide there by Aid. Near side corner of the ice. Morozova reaching and working with that puck. Double teamed by the Boston Pride, but she was still able to get a couple passes off now side of the net. Puck covered by Burt. 1:46 to go in the period now. Top line out there for Connecticut as well as Boston. They will take the draw. Flew quickly side of the net and seen by Burt even quicker. And finally, Connecticut starting to charge the net just a little more. Just get shot after shot off quickly off of the draw. Their strategy still hasn't been too much extended offensive zone time, as that one can't quite be corralled right at the blue line. Forwards need to touch up as Marchin dumps it back in. And Boston now up ice. Field tried to send it into the middle for Smelker there, but still held by Trevino. Trevino's stick comes free trying to get that pass off so Connecticut can take back control of the puck. And Orlando almost lifted it, but not shoved past Fratkin. Here comes Field, in over the left wing, watched by Marchin. Sends it to the middle, but couldn't get a shot off was Trevino. 1:07 to go in the period now. And puck's being battled away for. Now Field to the front of the net. Some good passing to Trevino. Goes to the side. Big save, Lundberg. With the left pad, and then she covers with the glove. 3 different Pride players passing the puck between them. And Trevino tried to finish at the side of the net, but ready was Shanae Lundberg. And another offensive zone draw for the Pride. And they will have exactly 60 seconds to work. Gave up a goal late at the end of the first period, trying not to do so again as Bender down to Gallardi. Slap shot from the circle, right off of the blocker of Lundberg. And Brickner now tries to go back out. A couple players go tumbling. This puck still with Connecticut control. Morozova looking to work out of her own end. She's got 35 seconds left to go in this period. Almost banked off of the glass. They call a puck out of play. And back into the far side circle for Boston. Draw between Morozova and Marvin. And Marvin able to win it back, but pushed out of there quickly, as that's going to be an interference call, I think, on Lexi Bender as Boston touches the puck. As Aid was trying to get out of the zone, she just ran right into Bender's elbow. So an unfortunate penalty to take with just 25.9 to go in period number 2, but it's number 5 for the Boston Pride, sitting for 2 minutes. And now a late and very opportune power play for the Connecticut Whale. Unable to win the draw, though. Gallardi just trying to work it back out, and now Marvin does so. Pelkey looking to race to the puck first, shorthanded. She does get so, but tripped up behind the wall, and that is going to immediately cancel out the power play for the Connecticut Whale, as it's going to be a tripping call. And so we will finish up this second period, it looks like, with a little 4-on-4 for 13 and a half seconds. Jordan Brickner, the offender for Connecticut. So barring a goal, this should carry over into the final frame. Marvin tried to win the faceoff forward. Puck almost came down free. Connecticut just trying to get it out of their own end in the final 7.5 seconds here. Lowenheim gets it, streaking up the right wing, watching the clock, fires a quick slap shot through both of them off of a body of Kaylee Fratkin. Acting like a human wall there, and Lowenheim, even after that play was over, just kind of got down one knee and smiled. Like, really? Kaylee Fredkin doing her best Katie Burton impression, but that is the end of period number 2, and it is a 2-1 Boston Pride lead. They get that goal again early in the period from their captain, Jillian Dempsey, her 9th of the season. And we will start the third period with a good bit of 4-on-4 play. We talked about penalty trouble early in the game. It looks like Lexi Bender was possibly going to put Boston in a tough spot, but then good on them to draw the penalty late in that game, make this a 4-on-4 situation, which is where we stand now. And again, the physicality continues to pick up, especially off of this tight body-on-body forecheck being applied by both teams. So we're certain to see a lot of that in the coming third period. We're going to start with much more open ice as it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey. But we will take our break now and be back with you for the final 20 minutes of play here at Warrior Ice Arena. A 2-1 lead for the Boston Pride as they look to pick up their 9th win of the season. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back in, fans of NWHL hockey, for the final period, perhaps, at Warrior Ice Arena between the Boston Pride and the Connecticut Whale. I'm Sam Fryman with you on the call. Pride enjoying a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. They got that second goal just a minute 12 into period number 2, courtesy of their captain, Jillian Dempsey, her 9th goal of the 18-19 campaign. Both goaltenders have remained very strong. Katie Burt for the Pride and Shanae Lundberg making her first start for the Connecticut Whale. And we will start this period with, barring goals or anything else, a minute 35 of 4-on-4 play, and then a brief 12-second 5-on-4 in favor of the Boston Pride. They've gotten early jumps in both periods so far tonight. We'll see if they can do it again as the puck hits the sheet, and here we go for period number 3. Boston again controlling off of the opening draw. A Connecticut back in their own end. Murphy pestered closely on the forecheck by Marvin, but Connecticut still has control of the puck. Lowenheim trying to send it up to Morozova, but she gets a good shove there from Fratkin. Connecticut still in the offensive zone, though. Murphy trying to fire one quick from the circle, easily scooped up from the glove of Burt. So 4-on-4, obviously a lot more open ice, a lot more room for these players to move around and really use their speed that's been applied so far in this game. You think about Morozova, Lowenheim, very much the speedsters for Connecticut. But Boston has been able to go back the other way just as quickly. As Lauren Kelly now gets it free to Maiano. And they will start up. Kelly again takes a good elbow there from Morozova, but that's going to be a penalty assessed. Interference, the official call. And so this will now become 4-on-3, I'm sorry. And the Boston Pride will get an offensive zone draw. An offensive zone draw. And it's one back to Fratkin. Almost able to keep it in, but Connecticut able to clear in the form of their captain, Emily Fluke. So 39 seconds remaining in the 4-on-3 as we're a minute through this period now. And here's Emily Field trying to drop it back off for Fratkin, but it was beyond her. Gets it to the opposite end of the ice for Trevino. Tries to cut through the middle now, but now Field will do so. Forced wide. Put on the brakes and set up shop. And back to Fratkin working from the half wall now. Goes down low from the circle, now switches places. And Field looking for an open pass, couldn't get it across the net mouth where Smelker was waiting. And now Trevino back up top, fired one through. Rebound gotten by Fratkin, one player out of the box. And now this becomes a 5-on-3 for 4 more seconds. And out hops Brickner. So now a regular power play for the Boston Pride as there's 2 minutes gone in period number 3. 38 seconds to go on their power play here as it's been nothing but penalties so far to start this third frame. Good pass, near side Gallardi. Has some room for the circle, fires one to the front, almost redirected by Gigi Marvin. She's double teamed in the corner but gets it back to the point. Gallardi with 17 seconds to work across to Marvin. Bank pass off of the half wall, goes behind the cage where Dempsey will try to pick it up. Dempsey working with Brandon in the corner again. Boston keeps control. Gallardi working from the forehand now. Power play about to expire. Shisheva down to Gallardi as we are back to even strength hockey. Out of the box comes Morozova. Boston still with control though. Back up top, Brand couldn't send it down low and Morozova tries to push it the other way, but Boston back in now. Gallardi met by a bunch of bodies, just holds it in at the blue line and able to dump it in before the end of her shift. And Kelly back into the offensive zone for Boston. Almost a good play there from Dempsey to Shisheva, but she didn't see where the puck was, and now Lowenheim for Connecticut. In over the near side. Just about 3.5 minutes gone in this period. Still a 2-1 Boston Pride lead after a bit of 4-on-4, 4-on-3, and power play time off of the clock. And Connecticut trying to get an equalizer in this game. Good play by Kelly to come in from the point to hold it in. A couple sticks lost there. And can't be pushed much farther behind the red line. Here comes Suliotis. Tries to drop it off for Pelkey. Both of them go into the corner. Suliotis, a backhander. No, not one of her teammates was home. And Goldsmith back in deep as we've got 4 minutes through this period. And Trevino from the middle hits Emily Field over the blue line. Trying to work farther in and at the corner. Field still with control of the puck. Tries to turn away from Murphy there. Couldn't quite be sent to the front. Gallardi far side now. She puts on the brakes. Gets it down low. Trevino looking for an outlet pass. Almost got it to Smelker. She and Doyle battle for the puck. Boston still buzzing. Back to the point, Lexi Bender. Fires one through. Bunch of traffic. Puck still free, but Connecticut gets it at the side of the cage. Field still trying to work with it at the half wall. It's finally cleared by Connecticut, but only as far as the red line, and Gallardi will dump it right back in. From the side of the cage, going up to Gallardi. Almost a redirect there as she fired one from the half wall. Aid trying to go ahead for Connecticut, picked up right in front of her own bench. And now to the far side. Finally into the zone is Mennigan for Connecticut. She calls off control of the puck to Bender. Up to Murphy now. Good stretch pass for Pelkey. She will try to win a race with Orlando right behind the net. Whale take back control. Not cleared out though. Marvin able to hand it out of the air. And cleared back down ice. Good back and forth game between these two teams. As we mentioned, Connecticut looking to avoid going to 2-9-2. And with a Boston win, that would improve their record to 9-4-0. As Fluke into the zone a little early there, and there will be an offside called. 14:25 to go now in period number 3. Another face-off, Connecticut able to win back. Rickner side of the net. Doyle sends a big one through the air. Almost a good pass for Brand, but beyond her stick. And this will go all the way down for another icing call. So Connecticut getting their offensive zone chances here. And it all starts with winning these face-offs. They've now shifted Fluke in this top line. It's still Morozova and Lowenheim, but Aid taking the place right now on the wing. And Lowenheim trying to send one through the middle. Redirect almost came to Morozova. She was going to the side of the net. And some good lucky puck luck there nearly for Connecticut. Brand back up the other way. Has players going to the front of the net. Drops it off for Shisheva now. Into the corner working with Brickner, and she will get it up to Lowenheim. Lowenheim up the wing. Possible 3-on-2 of Connecticut hurries. A big trip there by Fratkin. As there's going to be a penalty assessed and finally touched up there. And she plays an aggressive style, does Kaylee Fratkin, but sometimes it gets her in a little bit of trouble. She will head to the sin bin for 2 minutes. So Connecticut back to the power play with 13:44 to go in period number 3, trying to get an equalizing goal in this game. Goldsmith's trying to win it back, can't quite do so. It's gotten to Aid. Right in front of the Boston bench, they battle for it. And cleared out to the neutral zone. Aid trying to send it right back in. But Boston now between Gallardi and Bender. They will clear all the way down ice. In on Lundberg's net, and she had to cover up because Trevino was streaking shorthanded. And Marvin now going to take the face-off against Morozova once again, and Connecticut wins it. And up ice, Lowenheim gets it ahead to Fluke. In over the offensive zone. Skipped one past Gallardi, did Fluke, but Bender collects. Couldn't quite backhand it out. Trying to finish the job there was Gallardi, held in by Brickner. Emily Fluke backhands it out of trouble to Lowenheim. Bender tries to take the puck away from her, and now up ice. Here comes Gigi Marvin, only with Murphy and the goaltender to beat. Marvin working in from the circle, try to drag from her backhand, but able to be picked off by Murphy. Minute 6 to go in this power play for Connecticut now. Just under 13 minutes to go in the period, as that one will be sent in for an icing by Connecticut, so it will go all the way back down into their own end. Definitely some miscommunication from this Whale team so far on this man advantage. Spent almost as much time in their own end of the ice as they have trying to get pucks in front of Katie Burke. But they win the faceoff once again. Murphy looking for the clear pass, drops it off for Brickner. And Brickner into the offensive zone. Couldn't quite get past Suliotis. Back up the half wall, Lowenheim trying to pick it up. Still in the near side now. Brickner shoved in there by Suliotis, gotten back up top. 30 seconds to work on the power play. And now Connecticut can get some passing done. Murphy from the half wall riser went off of the body there of Kelly. A good block in front. Fluke still keeps control for the Whale. Sends it back out in front. Couldn't get a shot off was Morozova. And finally banked off of the glass and cleared down to the neutral zone by Boston. And Dempsey goes after Brickner there. Both of them take a tumble to the ice, and that should just about do it for the power play here. As waiting behind her own net was Murphy, and now Fratkin jumps out of the box, back to even strength. Another power play cleared off by these Boston Pride penalty killers as Burt covers up that one. So the Pride maintain their 2-1 lead. Now 11:37 to go in the final frame of regulation. Now for the draw, Connecticut trying to push it forward, but Gallardi has it now for Boston. Works with her backhand. Into the middle, intercepted by Baribeau. She gets over the line, drops it off to Beatty. Slap shot from the circle, turned aside by Burt. Gallardi right out in front of her cage, taken back just as quickly the other way by Doyle, as Marvin was trying to go up quickly. Pride trying to make these passes connect. Now Shisheva has it. She's in over the blue line. As Brand coming with her, couldn't get a pass off. And now in the corner, she takes a hard hit into the boards. Just Anissa Shisheva, and she is not feeling too great after that one. It was a shove. Meant to say it wasn't necessarily a shove, but it was pretty much face first for Denisa Shisheva, getting attended to by the physician there, and she will get up under her own power to the applause. So Doyle is in the box. It will become a Boston power play, but and it was a bit of a shove looking at the replay for a second time here. And definitely an offensive loss the Pride don't necessarily want to see. We'll see if Shisheva returns to the bench, but she goes immediately to the locker room for now. And with 11 minutes to go in the final frame of regulation, Boston Pride to their power play, trying to extend their 1-goal lead. Haven't been able to get one on the special teams yet tonight, but it's not for a lack of chances. And Maiano back at the point. Tries to work farther in. And now back to Fratkin. Down low, Maiano. Looking for the big slash shot. Ailey Fratkin fires it through. Puck still free in the blue paint. Poking away at it. It's a scramble. And now they get it in! If it fails once, try again. And waiting in front of the cage, it was Boston College's Tony Ann Maiano making the special teams work early on, and with 10:40 to go now in period number 3, a big insurance goal for the Boston Pride. They lead 3-1. It is indeed Maiano, her 3rd goal of the season, her 5th point. And taking a look at who exactly was in front of the net on that replay, it was at least 3 Boston bodies. And it is going to be official credit to Maiano there, just able to shove that one home. But Connecticut, a good answer shift for them as they try to make something work. Shearing up ice, but picked up now. And a 2-on-1 back the other way. Trevino and Marvin if they hurry. Trevino winds up a shot, couldn't get it centered to Marvin, but still with control. And Trevino back now to Suliotis in the corner, looking to go with it. And now in the circle, it's picked up by Pelkey, trying to work right around the net, but lost it as she tried to turn the corner. So just over halfway through this period, if you're just joining us a little late, big insurance goal coming just a little while ago for the Boston Pride, courtesy of Tony and Maiano, and they lead 3-1. And now Kelly, she comes in from the circle, couldn't be gloved down, rebound came for Smelker, and she couldn't quite finish, still free, and finally Connecticut able to push it out of there. They've really been trying to bail out their goaltender these last few minutes, but the Pride, they've got some new adrenaline in these legs. As a pass gotten up and ahead by Gallardi, it's going to be a delayed penalty call as Burt goes to the bench on Connecticut, so they have the extra attacker out, and now Lowenheim touches up. And the official call is going to be a hook on Rachel Aid. So she will head to the sin bin for another 2 minutes, and right after they had gotten a big power play goal, Boston Pride right back to it. And I mentioned at the top of this game, they themselves needed to get away from a bit of that penalty trouble that hurt them in their game against the Buffalo Buttes. And they have certainly done so, as Connecticut perhaps trying to get a little frustrated being down in this game. And Boston with a big opportunity to extend their lead. As they send Emily Fluke to the box. And I can only assume it must be for a bench minor of some sort. Honestly, did not see exactly what transpired. And still trying to plead a case to the referee about something. And Fluke will head to the locker room. And very frustrated about that one. So definitely was arguing with the referee about that initial call on Rachel Aid of what exactly constituted a hook. And she clearly did not win her case there against the referees. And a big loss for Connecticut on the offensive side of things. Their captain now in the locker room for an early shower. And all drama aside, now Boston picking it up and they can start their power play. Fratkin to the opposite end. She will be the quarterback on this power play, looking to get off a shot. Content to play the passing game are the Pride right now. And Maiano off of the skates, almost got it to Pelkey and finally cleared down ice for Connecticut. And now Trevino over the cage into the near side. Puck goes up into the netting, so that will be a stoppage. 8:43 to go in regulation now. There'll be another face-off to the blocker side right of Lundberg. And Murphy back out in front, trying to clear it for Connecticut. Marchand sends it all the way around ice, but now cleared down. And Gallardi now. And Fluke officially gets a 10-minute misconduct as that puck went off ice. And so 1:03 left in the power play, and this faceoff will go back to the neutral zone. And now Dempsey. Couldn't quite win the faceoff, but it goes back into the Boston end of the ice. Still got plenty of time to work on this power play now. And up ice now. Dempsey. Boston just trying to make something happen here. Haven't been able to get into the offensive zone. They've got 35 seconds to work, and now Gallardi is here. To the front to Brand, who couldn't get a shot off from the circle. But now Gallardi. Back to Bender. And Shisheva, good to see her back out there on the ice after taking that hit earlier. And she continues to take some elbows there. Battled for on the half wall. Final 12 seconds of the power play. Suliotis trying to work it down low. Gotten back to the point for Bender. Top to Gallardi. Fired a slap shot, but completely fanned on it. And Connecticut will head back the other way. Lowenheim into the middle. Bender now. Tried to fire a shot past her. And Morozova, as we're back to even strength hockey here. Aid now. Down low. Almost gets taken down again. But Lowenheim now free. Fires one from bad angle. Looks like it went off of the mask of Burt there. And she still has it in the corner for Connecticut. Gallardi finally able to intercept a pass, and she will lift it high and up into the netting. So that will become a delay. And this will become our... Thought it was going to become a media timeout. This will be a face-off to Katie Burt's glove side left. And Connecticut able to win it now. Goldsmith, a quick backhand off of the draw, but Bird able to see it all the way. And this will become our media timeout with 6:50 to go in period number 3. So it's definitely gotten to be more of an aggressive game, as I mentioned back in period number 2. And just become a more game of trying to get a certain Boston Pride has made their energy felt here on the power play. And they've gotten a big insurance goal to make it 3-1. And really trying to get this crowd going here. This is another sellout here at Warrior Ice Arena. This team trying to secure some home ice possibly for the NWHL playoffs. They will have another face-off here that they're able to win forward. And now Lowenheim going to Suliotis. And Kelly up ice now. Marvin to Pelkey. Gets in over the blue line, tries to switch places with Murphy, and now Pelkey has it at the far end, but her backhand pass was just beyond Suliotis, so Boston forced a retreat. 6.5 minutes to go now in period number 3, trying to hold on to a 2-goal lead. Are the Pride and pick up their 9th win of the season. And Suliotis dumped into the zone, and that will go for an icing as it didn't touch a teammate's stick. And it will come back into their own end in front of Katie Burt's cage. And Marvin and Beatty in the face-off dot taking the draw. And Beatty able to win it back. Goldsmith again quickly off of the draw. But the puck went off of the body of Kelly, so it rose high at the last minute. And still battled for. Side of the net. Kelly down low to Suliotis. And Marvin finally pushes it back out of the zone. Goldsmith trying to get the puck from her. And Beatty does so as well. Opposite end. Kelly dumped in as a change is made for the Pride. And now they hold it in. Field, far side half wall, now turns from the corner. Side of the net, Smelker, watched closely there by Brickner. She takes a little elbow into the wall, and now pushed in there again is Trevino, trying to get the puck free. And now Lowenheim finally takes it away, and she will cut up the middle. Fratkin in a race with her. Still maintains control with her backhand, does Lowenheim. Good solo effort. And Morozova couldn't quite push it out to Marchin, but she keeps it into the Boston end of the ice. And Morozova from the side of the net, trying to get a centering pass out in front. Aid was at the side of the cage, couldn't get a shot off. 5 minutes to go now in period number 3. And Trevino again can't quite clear it up ice. On the half wall it's still battled for, and finally to safer shores all the way down for the Boston Pride. And icing going to be called there once again. So we will do it from back in their own end. And Trevino taking the faceoff against Morozova. And Boston able to dig it out. Doyle sends it farther down the half wall. Trying to get her Connecticut teammates to go to work, but Boston with control of the puck now. And it's cleared back out into the Boston bench, so another puck out of play. And 4.5 minutes to go in period number 3. And Boston just continuing to play a really solid defensive game as, again, these quick shots from Connecticut have been real dangers right off the faceoff. It was Barabo with that one. But Katie Burt's been able to see them all the way. And that's the danger of getting a faceoff win. You have someone fire the puck right in there with their forehand. The goalie's not ready for it, not quite in the right position, either in the butterfly or standing up. And this, just like that, becomes a 3-2 game. But still 3-1 for now as Pride trying to work it out. And Shisova forced to go back to her own end. Now Gallardi banked off of the wall. Bender. Up to Jillian Dempsey. And she races in along her right wing. Has some room and has teammates going to the front of the net. Dempsey free. Fired at glove side. Lundberg was ready for it. And a great effort for a near 3-on-1 there. And now Beatty to the end for Aid. She gets into the offensive zone. Lexi Bender trying to take the puck away from her, and she's able to do so, but not out of the zone. 3:39 to work now for the Connecticut Whale, trying to erase a 2-goal deficit. Almost cleared out, but kept in by Doyle. She fires a shot that stays low and goes off of a couple bodies. And that puck up into the netting as a near clearing attempt. And large group of Pride fans very happy to get that puck. And I believe fans of Jillian Dempsey down there. We get a stoppage now with 3:29 to go in period number 3. It becomes a media timeout. And the Pride just have to fend off icing that puck for a little while longer here in the final stage of the period. They've been giving Connecticut many chances right in front of the net, and they've shown they're not afraid to fire real quick shots off of winning those face-off draws. But for now, Connecticut trying to develop a game plan that will surely include just scoring a quick goal here off a draw and then going from there. Trying to avoid loss number 9 on the season and pick up some momentum late in this season. And Morozova, she's able to win the faceoff back. Doyle, a quick slap shot, but well wide of the net. And Connecticut will look to keep it in. Aid does so. But now coughed up, and Marvin will get it to the opposite end. Boston Pride can go to work now. Send the offensive zone just briefly, but back out by Connecticut. Now Gallardi from the wing. Had Marvin going to the cage. But now here's Morozova. She picks up a lot of speed, only with Gallardi to beat. Forehand shot right off of the glove of Katie Burt. She sees it all the way, as we've got less than 3 minutes to go now in this game. And some good late saves by Katie Burt. Again, a pass picked off. Coming into the offensive zone, Marchand fires one right into the gut of Burt. She makes the save. And has come up large at the end of this game, as Connecticut really trying to get back into it. And Dempsey able to win the faceoff for Boston here. Trying to get a couple final clears to put this game away. Orlando takes it back into the zone for Connecticut. And around the wall, back into Boston clutches again. Orlando keeps it. Fires a shot in, but off of the body. And now going up ice, Shishova trying to work around Marchand. And she does so. Gets control of the puck from the circle. Comes in. Down low. Backhand try. Big save by Lundberg. On a great shot attempt by McKenna Brand. These lines worked well together all night, and they almost got at least a third goal in the connection between the three of them. Just 2:20 to play now in regulation. And Trevino back up top to Fratkin off of the faceoff win. She fires a slap shot intentionally wide. Mayano off of the half wall, coughed up, control of the puck, and now here's Aid with it, racing in with Morozova. Tries to make a move there around Fratkin, but she stays with her. And now Smelker gets it off to Trevino, up the half wall. And cage empty at the other end. Smelker, she gets to the puck, but almost. Deflected, still in the offensive zone, tries to fire one through the cage, now wide. Field at the side of the net, bailed out of there by Morozova, playing a little goalie as the sixth skater. And Connecticut trying to work up ice now with 1:43 to go. They have 6 skaters on, net empty at the other end. Morozova taken down in the far side corner. Still battled for at the end wall. 1.5 to work now. Murphy trying to send it up top. She will skate there herself. Shoved by Mayano. And Trevino gets the puck up to field. Can she finish in the empty net? Only one defenseman to beat. Trying to work around her. Fires and wide of the empty net. 1:13 to go. Boston just trying to get that puck back. But Doyle has it now. And up ice to Lowenheim. She's into the offensive zone. Fires a slap shot seen by the glove of Burton. She covers. Just 1:01 to go. So 6 skaters on for the Whale. And they will try to win this faceoff and go quickly to the front of the net, but they're unable to do so as we're into the final minute. And that puck gets cleared all the way down ice, so they will have to do it once again. 53 seconds to go. And Dempsey trying to win that face-off forward. Doesn't quite do so. Connecticut with one final push here. Behind the cage, Brickner will try to keep it in. She does so, getting the backhand down low. Boston fighting for that puck to get it out of the zone. That was Suliota specifically. And finally cleared all the way, but that puck is not quite going to roll to the empty net, but icing waved off. Doyle trying to take it back up. 23 seconds to work. Sends it all the way in. Almost got the pass free to Lowenheim. Dempsey couldn't clear. Everyone battling for the puck. Morozova tried to send it to the front. Brickner, puck spinning on a dime. She just kept it in. And Doyle files run for the circle down low. Lowenheim nearly had a wide open cage. Someone across the net mouth couldn't connect. Final couple of seconds to go here. And Pelkey has control of the puck. Will just flip it up ice, and that will do it. Win number 9 of the season for the Boston Pride. A terrific effort in goal once again by Katie Burt. And goal scorers, everyone on their top line connected. Denisa Shishova, Jillian Dempsey, and Tony Ann Maiano, the goal scorers for the Pride in this one. And to keep up with that top 3 in the NWHL standings, a huge win for them at home on You Can Play night here in the NWHL. And I didn't even get a chance to mention Buffalo. They got their 5th win in a row earlier today, so this will certainly help Boston not only avenge that loss, but as I mentioned, keep pace in the standings. And again, another well-executed play from Connecticut. Again, got themselves in a bit of penalty trouble and got down with just early goals in each period. Couldn't quite dig themselves out of a hole. But a valiant effort for a full 60 minutes, and Shanae Lundberg, if she is to become a future goaltender for a couple more years in the NWHL, I would say she has a very bright future coming out of Union and making her first start, as she shares a good moment there with Katie Burt. But now the Pride inside, outside, and inside again for the stick taps to salute the sellout crowd here at Warrior Ice Arena. Another terrific performance for them. And they will not be back here at home until the beginning of March, and then possibly later in March for the postseason, if they are able to secure that home ice for one of the top seeds in the NWHL. But we will sign off for now here from Warrior Ice Arena. A great game, great win for the Boston Pride. We hope you all enjoyed it. 3-1 here from Boston, Massachusetts, and we will see you next time.